Welcome to the Bandano Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Well, WNBA All-Star Weekend has officially wrapped up, and nobody is talking about anything basketball related. Nobody's talking about the three-point contest, Sabrina Ionescu putting on a show. When Sabrina went head-to-head against Steph Curry, that was a segment for about, 4 or 5 days? Nothing come this Monday. Skills challenge, nothing. A New York Liberty sweep, nothing. Team Collier defeating Team Clark, setting all-star game, absolutely nothing. The only thing that's getting mentioned, surprise, surprise, is the drama surrounding the WNBA. Not the basketball, that's reserved for Caitlin Clark, I suppose, but the drama around the WNBA. And Jason Whitlock and Colin Cowherd, they had all weekend to prep for what they were going to say today. Let's just first say thank you, ESPN, for letting Whitlock do his own thing. Thank you, ESPN, for letting Colin Cowherd do his own thing. Because if these two people were still at ESPN, they would not be able to speak as freely as they do. So we have the Pay Us What You Owe Us t-shirts, and then we have the Kelsey Plum, Team Clark wasn't invited to this meeting, but we were invited late, and this, that, and the third, whatever. Colin Cowherd goes after Kelsey Plum, while Jason Whitlock goes after Pay Us What You Owe Us, and I guess we will start with what Jason Whitlock says, because he says a lot of what I say, especially when it comes to the respect that you need to show the fans, the people that support the product, the people that pay their money, spend their time to come to these games, to show out and show love. In Indianapolis, welcoming all these players that have done nothing but disrespect them, welcoming them all with open arms. Hey, it's all water under the bridge. It's all water under the bridge. Welcome to our home. Let me show you my city. Some nice Indiana hospitality. Let's take a look and hear what Jason Whitlock had to say.
The WNBA players in their pregame warm-up came out in these T-shirts, Pay Us What You Owe Us. And then immediately pivoted to playing the worst All-Star game in the history of professional All-Star games.
Damn.
They took the court in T-shirts. Pay us what you owe us. We're underpaid. This league has lost millions of dollars, but we're underpaid. Pay us what you owe us. And then they served up a doo-doo sandwich to sports fans.
Damn.
Not
right? A game where they can showcase their talents and say, no, we really deserve this money. We really are that talented. They did the complete opposite. They spit in the people's face and put on an absolute abysmal, embarrassing performance that people were leaving after halftime. Third quarter, people started walking out. By the time we got to the fourth quarter, already 25% of the building evacuated as if somebody pulled the fire alarm.
Not only did they serve up a doo-doo sandwich where people were basically just walking up and down the court, no defense being played, players jacking up three and these imaginary four-pointers. And I'm like, how are they doing this? Why are they doing this? It's incredible. How can you be this tone-deaf, this delusional that you're going to take the court, pay us what you owe us, and then take 17, 18,000 fans inside Gainbridge Arena in Indianapolis, where your most passionate fan base of the WNBA is, the fan base that you and many of these black players have described as racist, come out in droves, support you the entire weekend. Everybody's on the record. This is the best WNBA All-Star weekend of all time. And then you serve them a doo-doo sandwich.
Damn.
You don't even put 10% effort out on the court.
Pay us what you owe us. and then proceed to give us 10% effort, not even? Spit in people's faces? How counterproductive. Pay us what you owe us. Now watch me make a mockery of the game that I, quote unquote, love to play. Pay us what you owe us. Now watch me turn this get together, this huge event, WNBA All-Star Weekend. Watch me just turn it into a complete shit show, for lack of better words. But pay us what you owe us. It doesn't matter what I think at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what Whitlock thinks. It doesn't matter what Colin Cowherd thinks. At the end of the day, it matters what the owners think. How do the owners take that? Are the owners going to budge in negotiations at all? Because the players aren't going to budge off that 50% revenue split. They don't want to announce the numbers because they're embarrassed that that's how much they're asking for. If it was a reasonable increase, we want to go from 9% to 20%. Okay, that's reasonable. We want to go from 9% to 15%. Okay, that's reasonable. We want to go from 9% to 50%. Well, that's not that reasonable. Let's hear what Colin Cowherd had to say about the Kelsey Plum incident.
But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying.
Just to be clear here, I don't think she was taking a shot at Caitlin Clark. I think that whole thing was more to do with the three ladies on Team Collier, Fee, Stewie, and Aneka Ogwumike, than it did to anybody on Team Clark. What, Caitlin Clark's the only one in the group chat? Caitlin Clark's the only one receiving the messages, the only one that gets time for the meetings? No. Let's see what Colin Cowherd had to say.
Caitlin Clark, you guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
Oh.
I don't mind that.
He hit him with the stop talking. Damn. Oh my goodness. Stop talking. You should be lucky that you got from the Motel 6 to the Four Seasons in the shopping district. You should be happy with that. Goodness gracious. Colin Cowherd.
The t-shirts. I think you have leverage. I think you deserve more than 9%. But it's just misstep after misstep. It's time to grow up, girls. Like fast. Like
Damn.
This is the player that got you off the airline that was bright yellow.
Damn. What's wrong with Spirit Airlines, Colin? Come on. What's wrong with Spirit? Sometimes you just want to get a quick trip, Colin Cowherd, I wonder if there was more solidarity behind Caitlin Clark, if there was more a unified front backing Caitlin Clark instead of blocking Caitlin Clark, I assume the owners would respect that. I assume the owners wouldn't be looking at the players like, and just laughing when they get in the negotiation room. Now, something about this Kelsey Plum situation that has recently been reported, you guys can take it as fact or not take it as fact. But ESPN's Ramona Shelbourne says this: WNBA players, including Kelsey Plum, had been discussing the Pay Us What You Owe Us t-shirts for over a week, according to multiple sources. Oh, here we go, anonymous sources. They settled on the idea at a breakfast Saturday morning that very few players on Team Clark attended because of the early start. So Ramona Shelbourne is saying, few players on Team Clark? And Kelsey Plum is saying, oh, we weren't even there. We weren't even around for that decision. Okay, so what sources are you talking to? Just a question. But just to make sure, sources said Aneka Ogwumike, Brianna Stewart, and Nafisa Collier went by the Team Clark locker room before the game to make sure others were on board with the idea and plan. They were. Here we go. You guys came there with 20 plus shirts already. You guys came there with 20 plus. You know what? Let me stop. I thought it was fairly obvious Kelsey Plum tried to make a joke that didn't land. The meeting where players decided to wear the shirts was at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday. Understandable that not many of the Team Clark made it after what we saw on Stud Buds from the night before. Forget about the shirts. Why did Kelsey Plum say nobody and Ramona Shelburne is saying somebody? Am I going to take the anonymous source's word for it, or am I going to take the player that actually wasn't present for the meeting's word for it? You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.